Okay, well, I'm gonna start introducing everybody. I'm Brian Matson. I work here at the Downtown Church. Thank you for those of you that came out and braved the flooded streets. We decided to move inside because the band was already on their way, and who wants to go slosh around in the wet, muddy dirt and stuff, other than Jesse? But we are welcoming the Springfield Community Jazz Ensemble. If you want popcorn, lemonade, any sort of refreshments, water, feel free to bring those into the sanctuary, and we're going to listen to some wonderful jazz tunes, and I think the kids have stuff to do, and let's have fun. What do you say, Bob? All right, let's do it.
We're really happy to do this. We try to play one art walk a year, and normally it's outside, of course. But this is nice because it would have been very, very warm outside, and I don't think the rain would have made it much better. So we're very glad to be here. We're going to play some music for you tonight of different styles, different eras, and we'll start off with probably the beginning of jazz. Big band was back in the 30s and 40s, and the first tune we're going to play for you is a Woody Herman tune that he used quite a bit, kind of a signature tune. And we're going to do it called Woodchopper's Ball, and on this. Okay. Tim, you have a solo on? Carl has a solo. Both of us. Okay. All right, we have several solos on there, and I'll be surprised. Who's going to play them. So here we go. Woodchopper's Ball, Woody Herman. One, two, three. Okay, the solos on that were Carl Yendez was the first trumpet solo, and we have relatives. Just fans. You have friends in the audience. And then we had Tim Bender at the second trumpet solo.
Really need bass
Yes, you can applaud them.
You really need bass playing foundation.
This next tune is quite different than that. We really wanted to play that first one because of the style. And the style was one that people danced to. This was the pop music of the time. And so they could swing dance to that. And you could see that the tempo was nice and kind of fun, and you could dance to, well, some people could dance to. So we're going to go to a different one, which is completely opposite in style. This is one that was just, I think 2 years ago it came out, and I really enjoyed this particular song because it features the low brass section and the bass and the bari sax. We have the low sections, which oftentimes get forgotten, you know. So this one is really nice. It's called Foundation Issues. Play on words there. Foundation Issues. And on this, we're going to have, let me get my cheat sheet. Yes, here it is. On this one, we're going to have, starts off really with Jesse Owsley on bass, sets the mood for us with the melody, and then we will have solos from Tim Bender on trumpet, Kathy Kunis, alto sax, and Ron Walker on trombone. Foundation Issues.
Hey, Bob? You might want to give me the bass bone part for this. You might want to give me the bass bone part for this. You can do it. He has to transpose.
All right, our solos on that was Kathy Kunis on alto sax.
Hey.
Yeah. And we had Tim Bender again on trumpet. And Ron Walker on trombone. Ron's back there hiding behind the stand. Okay. Yeah. And then Keith Freeman on piano. Oh, I'm sorry. Jesse Ormsby on bass. Keith, you're later. Okay. All right. I'm doing something that I told my wife I never would be able to do, and that's multitask. And yes, you know that. And I taught marching band and orchestras and everything all my life, and I multitask all the time. 120 kids out on the field, I knew where they were supposed to be. Now that I'm old, I cannot do that as well. Usually what I do is I just introduce the songs, and then I start them and stop them. Well, tonight I'm having to fill in for a bass trombone player that is out of town, and so I'm going back and forth between playing that part, talking, and every once in a while I'll look like a director. So please forgive me if I'm a little slow about that tonight, or this afternoon, whatever this is. Okay, for our next number, we're going to do really a fun tune, and I think you probably have heard this before. Some of you are old enough to remember this. This was a tune that Peggy Lee made famous, and we've got a vocalist in our group. We've got several vocalists in our group, and we'd like to feature her tonight on a couple of songs, and this first one is the tune called Fever. So this is kind of fun to do. Kathy Kunis.
I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever. up the daytime, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever, that is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing, fever started long ago. Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very mad affair. When her daddy tried to kill him, she said, "Daddy-o, don't you dare, he gives me fever with his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever, I'm his missus, Daddy, won't you treat him right?" Now you've listened to my story, and here's the point that I have made. Chicks were born to give you fever, be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, they'll give you fever. When you kiss them, a fever as you live and learn. Fever till you sizzle, but what a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
I think she's a keeper. Yeah. That was Kathy Kunis, who just recently graduated from teaching.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, she was a teacher for several years, weren't you? Yeah, 41 years. Yeah, she was.
Tried to make 45, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. And you were, she was at Marshfield for some years. She was over at Seymour, and then you were over at New Covenant Academy. So she just retired this last spring. So, way to go, Kathy. This next one is a fun song for us to play too, because this comes from an era when my children were growing up and they were teenagers, and we would always, anytime we traveled anywhere, we would constantly be hearing these songs on the radio. You know, there was no classical or jazz for us. We were listening to the popular music, and I loved the 80s music, the 70s and 80s. And this particular one was made famous by a group called Toto. And it's a really nice arrangement that I found on this. And it's called Africa. You do remember that song, right, some of you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was always one fun one to listen to, so when that would come on the radio, I'd just be, grooving as I was driving down the road. This next one is a tune that, oh, by the way, I wanted to mention to you, if you notice the trumpet players were playing big trumpets up there, show them what one looks like there. Yeah, they were all playing flugelhorns. Flugelhorns is an instrument that has the trumpet range, but it gets a more mellow sound. So you can play that, and it doesn't cut through as much, like a trumpet does. When it really plays loud, you don't have any trouble hearing it. On the flugelhorn, it blends in better, and so on this particular song, they were using those flugelhorns. This next tune is one that, well, this one was written by a great jazz tenor saxophone player that, and where they did an arrangement, a big band arrangement of a combo number. And of course, the period of time when bebop was very popular in jazz and cool jazz with Miles Davis and all of those folks, things went from the big band usually to the cooler sound or more interesting sounds for improvisation and so on and so forth. And this one was written by Sonny Rollins. And this arrangement, Mark Taylor, and on this one we're going to have Tim on trumpet solo, and some guy named Bob Holden on trombone. So anyway, this is called Doxy.
How many times have you played in 57? Oh, 37, sorry. Eyesight. Play the ink. Said the ink.
we're going to play one more for you just for this first part of our concert, and then we'll take just a real short break. And I think do we have goodies or anything like popcorn or? Really, in the gathering area? Okay, well, so you'll want to take a break, and so will my band, and then we'll come back and play some more music for you. This last one we're going to play for you is just a lot of fun because it's called Blue Bossa. It also was a thing that was a combo chart at one time, and when it started out, and it's a Latin tune that just really gets involved. And we're really sorry because we have a percussionist who plays wonderful Latin percussion, and he is ill and wasn't able to be here today. So Zach has double duty back there, and I think he can handle it all right. So this is called Blue Bossa. On this, we have a gentleman who is helping us out on tenor sax because our tenor sax player was not here either. Gee, we had a lot of folks not here, but some of them are out of town and so on and so forth. But we were fortunate enough to get Kent Oglesby over here on tenor sax. Yeah, and you haven't even heard him yet. All right. You got applause before you played. All right. So Kent is a very fine tenor player, and he plays in a band that several of us play in called Wings of Swing. And so we were able to call him and say, hey, would you please help us out on this? So Kent's going to play a solo on it. Then we have some solos later on, kind of a group effort. It sounds like kind of every man or woman for themselves on the end of it. So it'll be kind of confusing for a while, and then hopefully we will end together. And I think we have been doing that, so I'm sure we'll be all right with it too. This is called Blue Bossa. Kenny Durham was the composer of this piece. That was fun. Yeah. It's hard to stay still. I start dancing up here and I shouldn't. But anyway, we're going to just take a short break, and then why don't you go ahead and there's some goodies in the room that way, and we'll be back here in about 15 minutes maybe, and we're going to play some more music for you. Thank you for being here today.
Yo, you think we can't?
If I start feeling little things popping in the face, I'll know that you're done.
Okay, I gotta just try to figure out.
I mean, it's really loud.
That's next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the ninth. And so we'll plan on 2 hours of rehearsal. Okay.
Look out. Good catch.
This is the first time it's happened, so I'm hoping.
You have another one there with us.
Did they turn up the air?
I got a bunch in my case. I didn't think of needing them, and I didn't occur to me to get them in a break.
Hi, Brian. Oop. The mic or by the alto was still on, and it's really live. I don't know if you just didn't turn it off after a solo or what, but it was pretty live. We're going to have another soloist. The other alto player will be playing a solo on this next tune. So. Yes. Yes, please. Okay, hi. Well, you came back. All right. And we did too. So we're all here together. We're going to play some more for you in a little bit. We're not going to play real long, but we've got some interesting music for you. And you'll get to hear Kathy sing again too, which is great. And so we're going to start out with a tune that was written by, I believe, Duke Ellington. Or at least he arranged, or something. I can't remember. I don't have my notes with me. It's called Sea Jam Blues. And it's going to be one that has a number of solos in it. And it's just a fun tune, a nice swing tune. And I'm going to tell you who the soloists are going to be. Keith Freeman will start us out with a piano solo. And then we've got Bob Warren, our lead trombone player back there, will play a solo. Let's see. Ron Walker will play a trombone solo. And Kathy Kunis, no, Kathy isn't playing. Ryan is going to play, and Ryan, tell me your last name again. Henning. Okay, Henningman. He's new to us. He's a new member of our group, and he is the band director new band director at Republic High School. So we were very fortunate to be able to get him to come in, and he's helping us out quite a bit. So he's going to play his first solo with us. Not his first solo, but with us. He's not a rookie, all right? Okay, here we go. Sea Jam Blues, and Tim Bender also has a solo, right?
Okay.
Do you? Oh,
I just didn't know about his, so I thought, yeah, okay, yes.
he was a psychology professor at Missouri State. I just wanted to explain that. Okay. All right, here's, yes. When?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Don't you know?
Well, there is, I think you've got an extra one that more than was on the paper. No, Kathy's not playing.
Play. Well, just play whenever you think you ought to.
I am much better now.
Okay. We're so organized. All right, here we go. Sea Jam Blues. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've got Kathy back, and this is a very nice tune called Almost Like Being in Love. And this is Kathy Kunis.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race, and it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I could swear I'm falling. It's almost like being in love. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race, and it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I would swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
Okay, the people that remembered Africa, you're going to kind of like this next tune because it's of kind of that same era, maybe a little bit earlier than that. But we've got a medley of 3 tunes of the 70s, and I think you'll recognize it, all 3 of them. So this is a test, and we'll have prizes, popcorn. We've got popcorn prizes. And so if you can, when we get finished, you shout out what the songs were, then we'll see about the popcorn. Okay, here we go. This is called Motown Tribute. Oh, man. For the popcorn? No. The first one was what? Yes. I heard it on the grapevine, right? Okay. The second one, My Girl. Okay, very good. And the third one? Dancing in the Street. I didn't look around, but none of you were dancing, I don't think. Is that right? Okay. Anyway, that's a fun tune because people do recognize that, at least if you're a little older than kids, you know, when you were listening to these songs. So anyway, we've got one more for you. And this one is just kind of a up-tempo, fast moving. It's going to feature on this. We're going to get Kent involved in this one, I believe, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Welcome to our group here, Kent. So he's going to be kind of featured in this one, but the thing just moves along, and it's called the Kessel Run. Now, this is a question that Bob wants to know. My lead trombone player wants to know. What was that?
No, it's not a question. I'm going to tell you. We can do this in less than 12 parsecs.
Less than 12 parsecs. Do you know what that means?
There's got to be a geek out there somewhere.
It has something to do with Star Wars? Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. But anyway, that's he was asking me about that, and I don't remember that. I love Star Wars, all the Star Wars movies, but I don't remember that. So anyway, trust him. He knows. This tune is called the Kessel Run, and it was a fairly recent tune. I think probably about 3 years ago it came out, and we just really like it because it's a good ending number. It moves along, and we just have fun playing it. So the Kessel Run featuring Kent Oglesby on tenor sax. And before we play that last tune, I just want to thank Brian for inviting us to come here and play. We do this every year, and today this worked out fine. I thought we were toast about 5 o'clock because I was driving in the rain, and people were stopped and swallowed up by water and everything else. So I didn't know what was going to happen, but Brian says, let's do it in the sanctuary, and we really appreciate that. And thanks for running sound for us, and thank you to the downtown church. Okay, here we go, Kessel Run. We are doing a very special concert. Thank you for that, because it's going to be over at Wesley Methodist, and it's a fundraising concert for Convoy of Hope, and we'll be doing that on the 28th of this month, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The 28th is a Sunday, 2 o'clock over there in Wesley Methodist Church in what used to be the gym, in that area there. I think it's the contemporary Christian area, where they have their church service. And we've got 3 special artists with us, Tamara Holden Tinoco, Joe Tinoco, and their daughter Talia. All 3 are the stars of the Magnificent Seven show in Branson. And you want to come hear them, because they are fantastic. And we have the privilege of backing them up on the concert. And it will be there with the love offering for Convoy of Hope, but there's no charge to come in to hear the concert. And so that's at 2 o'clock, the 28th of August at Wesley Methodist Church. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.